Yeah, Dutch Bros. Hold up. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. All right, there I am. The thing needs to follow me, though. Let me see. Follow. There we go. Now it's going to track me. All right, let's get into it. I think there's a lot to talk about. We're going to just do like a quick little live. Okay, I can see the comments from the computer. I'm trying to redo this whole setup kind of thing, but hopefully the camera doesn't make you feel sick or anything. I'm going to try and stand still, but when I like talking, I really like to like move around. I use my hands a lot. It's yeah, custom drink today from Dutch Bros. I know I've lost track of how many people are telling me like, hey, when are you gonna put part two up? Like, when are we gonna talk about part two? When are we gonna talk about other things involving the court case? And I was like, okay, rather than me editing, because I'm kind of taking the cheap shortcut route because there's so much to edit and I don't want to take too much time. Red Solo Cup, what's going on? Eve's Apple, what's going on? I figure, why don't we just go live and we could talk about the other stuff that I left out, like my theories on what's going to happen with the case, my theories on Ophelia, my thoughts on the situation involving Jaime, my thoughts on the situation involving Ophelia. Um, we get into what witness list. We could get into a lot of stuff. You didn't see part one, Kim. Oh, Kim, you really need to go back and see part one. And then, first off, I know my video ruffled both Ophelia and Jaime. From what I've heard from both sides, neither of them are too happy. Jaime seems to be like a little bit more upset, while Ophelia like kind of took it on the chin and didn't want to make like a statement or anything like that. But all I said was the facts of what the cases have, and kind of my own spin on it. But I know said Jaime, he's talked about me like in the past two videos, and that's cool. Freedom of speech, you're allowed to, but to put his mind at ease, because I know he's been super paranoid and scared that I'm gonna go talk to Velda or I'm talking to these people or that Rose is giving me information. None of that stuff's happening. None of that stuff's happening. One of his theories is I was the one who spread the information about like the emails and the cash apps and all that stuff when it never came from me. Oh, you need to watch part one. I'm not monetizing what's going on. If you look at any of my videos, never have I talked about Chris, never have I talked about the emails, never have I talked about the cash apps. I've talked about my opinion on the begging and the constant, indirectly asking and reminding people that, hey, a cash app does exist there, but never have I gone into like the personal stuff because I feel like this online drama is kind of like the online personas going after each other. And the issue I have is when people try and make things personal. Yes, that information about Jaime was out there, but did I ever talk about it? No. If I was, you know, the story changes every day. Either it's I'm getting paid by Roser to talk about these things, or I'm being um, the one spreading it, which I have no connection to Chris, never talked to him, never. I don't even know what the dude looks like, but I guess I'm getting blamed. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Kim, I'm sorry, I'm having to like, I have my screen like right here that I'm having to look at. And I got like some stuff in the back also that I'm looking at because I have a hard time like looking here. But all I'm saying is, if anything came for me, I would have. Why would I not put it on my channel if I had that information? If I knew what was going on, if I knew all these things? Yeah, I found out about stuff, but once it started like leaking and people started, sending me stuff saying, "Hey, you should talk about this," or "Oh, do you believe this? Can you believe this is true?" Rubio, what's going on, man? Put part two already. No, well, we're gonna get into it. I'm just here, I guess, doing some housekeeping. Uh, And I feel like Haim is not upset at me because a lot of the stories aren't making sense. He's upset because Velda's mentioning me. I've never spoken to Velda. I've never been on a friends list with Velda. There's been times where Velda has reached out in comment section, like when she was on Cat T. I never even acknowledged Velda. I don't hate her. I just don't have a reason to communicate with her. I don't know if a lot of you all remember, and I'm not throwing any hate to Velda. I'm explaining my reason, why I don't want to get involved in that level of drama. I'm happy talking about, the overview and kind of giving a synopsis so people don't have to watch 100, fucking videos to just find out the same solution. I'll do that work for you. But years ago, I was in a car accident where the car in front of me, it shut off and it was on a very busy road here in Austin. And rather than hit the person in front of me, I drove my car off the road and damaged the shit out of my car. Like I took the hit so the other person didn't get hit. When that happened, I didn't ask people for Cash App. I didn't tell anyone how much things were going to cost. I just posted a picture, said, "Hey, I'm good. I was in an accident, but everything's okay." I never did I go and try and figure out who's going to help me pay for this thing, okay? During that time, I don't know, Rebecca, what's going on? Yes, and he's getting worked up, but let me get back to my story before we get into that. When that happened, Velda went live, and at this point, me and Velda had no connection. There was nothing connecting us. It was just that she, I guess, wanted to talk about me, and she's allowed to. I'm not going after her for that. I've never gone after her for that, but she went and she praised the fact that I was in an accident. She cheered and she said bad things happen to bad people, and that it was God punishing me for me being in an accident and wrecking my car. She's allowed to. Like I said, I never went after her. I never started like a crusade against her or anything. She's allowed to speak it, her opinion, that's fine. But it's things like that that show me like I don't want to associate with someone who, regardless if they have issues with them or if they like them, like talking bad and like praising something bad happening to someone. No. When everything happened with Vanessa, I never praised it. I talked about it. There's a complete difference. When stuff happened with Jaime, I never praised it. I just spoke about it. Things happened with Ophelia. I never made jokes about it. I never went on like a rant about it, celebrating it. I just spoke about it. And that's the difference where a lot of people confuse talking about the drama with being involved in the drama. And that's what kind of pisses me off. Let's see what we got here. I remember, gladly helped. Anything to say? Yeah. And this isn't to go attack Velda or anything. Like this happened like years ago. There's no need to bring it up. I'm just giving my reasonings on why Jaime shouldn't be worried that I'm going to go work with Velda or that I'm going to go do dirty work or anything like that. I don't do any dirty work. I like talking about the facts and then I'll sprinkle in my opinion and we'll have a little bit of fun the way I talk about it. But ever since Velda said that she liked the video, hey Velda, appreciate it. Doesn't mean me and you are buddies. I think everyone's smart enough to know that you could appreciate someone's work without having to be, best friends with them or in chats or anything like that. Like that's fine. That's just EO people say. Yeah. And I'm I'm not one to go based off emotions. Like, yes, I could be pissed off, but I'm not going to get pissed off or paranoid or angry and immediately grab my camera and say, like, oh, I need to react to this. I need to talk trash about people because they said anything about me. People are going to talk. And if that's the story that people are going by, that, like, oh, well, I don't even know what it is that Jaime said about me. Someone sent me, like, a screenshot, not a screenshot, a video clip but saying that like, oh, Velda has screenshots of people talking bad. I know people talk bad about me. I'm enough of an adult to not let it get to me. I'm an adult. I'm mature enough to know everyone talks shit. Cecilia's talk shit about me. I'm still cool with her. Roser's talk shit about me. I have no problem with Roser. Jaime's talk shit about me. I'm not going after him for the stuff he talked about. saying like I'm not going after him for the things he said about me. I'm going after him about my opinions on the way he handles his platform, which are two completely different things. So everyone talks shit. I've talked shit about people. It's expected that when you're having a one-on-one conversation with someone, things are gonna slip. Uh, I know Painter and like Connie have said stuff about me. I've seen, I've heard. I don't have an issue with it. I'm cool with them. I'm still happy to, put on a smile, converse with them. Just because they have an opinion about something I do or a way I act or a thing I said doesn't mean I'm immediately a bad person, doesn't mean they're immediately a bad person. It's just adults having differences of opinions and learning how to exist with each other. And that's where that's kind of goes right back to the whole court case thing. You're neutral, yes. Do I like everyone? No. Do I hate everyone? No. I'm just neutral. I mean, everyone has flaws. Everyone, even I, has issues or does something wrong. The thing is, I could admit to them, and other people think that they fucking walk on water. Consider the source. You keep freezing on my end. If everyone is still having, if anyone else is having that freezing problem, let me know. I'll take down this and I'll move to my other section of my little studio. Must be the camera. Oh man. Um, Let me see. Let me pull it up on my phone and see what it looks like. I guess doing some house. Started like a crusade against her. Anything she's allowed to speak, her opinion. That's fine. Okay, I don't know if it's freezing as much as I'm just stopping so much because I was looking at the camera from my phone. But yeah, like there's nothing to worry about. If I'm scared that I'm gonna blast him, there are things that I've seen about his private life that people have sent me, multiple people have sent me from like different sides, and that shit doesn't come from me. I'm not that kind of person that wants that to be my brand. Like, oh yeah, I'm the one who shares screenshots. No, like if people tell me stuff, people have told me their real names from both sides, from Ophelia's side, from Jaime's side. People have come and told me like, hey, I'm so and so on this channel. Please don't release it. I don't release that shit. Okay, if someone's trusted me enough to to tell me something private and personal, I'm keeping that. Um, the sound is good. Yeah, pretty much. And like I know it bothered Jaime. It's obvious that it bothered him because he kind of went on an attack on me because like he never mentioned anything about my video or anything he had a problem with my video. He had an issue with Velda liking it. Velda's gonna like what she wants, and it shouldn't really bother him what she likes. If she was doing it just to piss him off, if she was doing it just to egg him on, then maybe he should know that behavior already and not react to it because he's basically giving the opposing side what they want when he's reacting that way and getting all upset. What else do we got? Okay, as long as y'all could hear, I think it's best to hear me rather than see me. I think I speak better than I look. It's so over. Asking for money, yes. Red Solo. I like that I could lean with it, rock with it, lean with it, rock with it. So that was just me addressing it. I'm not gonna get into a back and forth with Jaime. I'm not gonna, you know, play his audios or share his videos or anything like that. I'm just saying, Jaime, you have nothing to worry about. I'm not gonna, talk to Velda just like how I don't go and talk to you privately. Like I don't. I'll get inboxes from people, but I'm not in there saying like, "Hey, let's talk about this" or anything like that. Like, no. And the whole what were they saying? Something about an email. Jaime, I've never talked to you through email. If you remember that day, I remember the specific day that you were referencing. That's when you were calling and calling and calling, saying, "Please, I need to talk to you. Please, just give me a few minutes." And if you go back to the messages, because I still have the messages, but I'm not going to share them. In the messages, I said, "Jaime, I'm at a baseball game. I've been to like 8 this year already, this season already. I was at a baseball game with my family, and I said, I'll talk to you later." And you're like, please, no, like, let me talk to you real quick, just a few minutes, please." I left the stadium, had to go walk to the parking lot, go to my car because it was still loud in the parking lot to hear you out for a few minutes. And then you're like, "Oh, I'll call you back. I need to go take a shit." Like, come on, like, really? And you're gonna say that like I was not wanting to talk to you, like, bro. Um, yeah, if I was releasing like this information, like it would have tied to me by now. Like I'm not a big name in this drama, but if someone says, "Oh, Digital has screenshots of Jaime's bank accounts or Cash App account or anything," that would have been traced to me instead of him spending months and months trying to figure out where it came from when it wasn't me. So, I mean, either Roser's paying me to release this information that's never come out and I'm stealing money from her, or I'm being given money to not talk about it. Like, you can't have it both ways. Either I'm working for her or I'm not working for her. I'm not working for her. Like, I would have been making bank by now if I was. I've never received any money from Roser. Maybe like a birthday like 2 years ago, and that was it. But there was never any like, talk about this. Can you believe this? Share this. Do a video on this. Because I went through my videos, and anything that I've ever talked about with Jaime has been my opinion on the Cash App and what Anna was saying on Glow's channel a long time ago when it was the whole asking for money for medicine at 2 in the morning thing. Yeah, Glow released that before I even did, and I kind of just took it from her and threw my own spin on it, which, I mean, everyone kind of just hops around the same topic. Um, yeah, like that's kind of what got to me. Let me see. No pay to play. So yeah, like Jaime, you don't gotta worry about anything. If I was the type of person who wanted to go and find, this kind of stuff to talk about over and over and over and over again, I would have been doing it this whole time. I haven't done it yet. My dogs are going crazy right now. But yeah, part two. Let's uh we just do like a quick recap of part two. Most of part two is me talking about like kind of dumbing it down, and I know my audience doesn't need me to spoon feed them everything like they're 5 years old. So we could just get into it like real quick, and then maybe I could come back live a little bit later to break it down a little bit more. I got a new bed frame. I need to go assemble that because if I don't, we have nowhere to sleep for tonight. So I need to go do that in a bit. Um, Basically, let me get into my theories here. And I'll come back with a better camera. You would think that a $700 camera would at least stream, right? But it's not a streaming camera, so I don't blame it. Uh, See, it's because I I'm a writer, okay? I don't like being in front of the camera. Like, if anyone wants, a manager to run their show for them, let me know. I'll happily run it. I have the equipment and the talent to do it, and I could even write scripts for you. I just don't like being the one in front of the camera, so I have to rely on it. Um, Okay, we went over motion to intervene. We went for motion to dismiss. Sauce, what's going on? Um, Ophelia's bond was increased. There was a motion for the bond to be increased to $20,000, but it was a motion. If you go to the court website, that's where I get all my information. I don't have anyone leaking stuff to me. It's all public information. It's been filed, but it hasn't been granted. The judge hasn't signed off on it, but it is there. So there's a chance that if the judge decides, okay, yeah, let's sign this and like make it happen, but it's not there. But the DA is pushing for it. Um, where did I put it? Okay, real quick, let's just do like possible outcomes based on how likely they are to happen versus like into how unlikely they are to happen. Possible outcomes number one, I think the case is going to be dismissed. The judge is going to buy delayed discovery argument and see what Ophelia did as protected speech. Option number two is an acquittal, to where the jury doesn't think harassment was proven without a reasonable doubt because there is a back and forth and there is history of a back and forth. So it's not without reasonable doubt that it was just a one sided argument. Three, conviction, which I know everyone's hoping for, everyone's excited for, everyone wants to happen, but I think it's not as likely as it just either being dismissed or saying, hey, it was both ways, can't have it that way. Conviction, to where harassment is a misdemeanor, so she would deal with fines, probation, or maybe jail. The last one, I really don't think she's going to do it, is a last minute plea deal. There's still an option for a plea deal to be made, but I don't think Ophelia wants to do that because knowing the way she is and the way she likes to carry herself, she's going to say at least she was man enough to go to court, and she's going to probably poke at the fact that Jaime took a plea deal, and she's going to use that. She's basically going to do that just to try and make a point and build her character. So that's why I think she doesn't want to take. She wouldn't take the plea deal they offered her. They probably did offer her, and she didn't want it because she wants to say like, "No, I'm going to let this ride," or whatever. More gambling metaphors. So if it's increased, I mean, it is a warrant. If it does get signed off for the increase, she will have to go and see if she could bond out again because it's not. They're not relinquishing the bond. They're just saying, hey, if you want to be bonded out, you're gonna have to pay more. So she's gonna have to come up with either the new amount to get out and be free on bond, or there might be a warrant, or they're just gonna ask that she turn herself in. Anger management, that could be a that could be like kind of added on, like, okay, we're gonna dismiss this on the account of you go on probation for this amount of time and you seek anger management classes, 6 classes in 6 weeks kind of situation. It's whatever the judge wants, because remember, they did file for the judge to hold the power of punishment. um Legally, case is shaky. It's pretty murky. It's not like a clean cut thing because I'm not on Team Ophelia. I'm not on Team Jaime. I'm more on let's keep this online and stop using taxpayer dollars to settle an internet feud in a courtroom and wasting people's time. Uh, Neither of them are clean in this. Neither of them could say they were a victim in this. Once again, this is my opinion. Everyone could feel free to disagree, and I'm not going to go after you and make like a whole video giving you a public apology or anything. But I feel that, has Ophelia committed harassment? And remember, this is harassment against Jaime. It's not everyone gets to throw in their 2 cents and say like, "Oh, I was harassed too. I was harassed too." No, because this is the state versus Ophelia, and it's in regards to Jaime. So I feel she has committed harassment, just not to Jaime, since it was a back and forth. If it was someone else, yes, I feel like there would be no question there would be a charge or anything like that. But both of them have thrown their stabs at each other. Both of them have, gone after each other. So that's why I think like there's no harassment. Morally, yes, I completely disagree with the stuff she says. And if this was a court of public opinion rather than a court of law, in the court of public opinion, she would be guilty. Everyone would be guilty. I'll throw myself in there. I'll be guilty, and then we could throw out public shaming. I believe we need to bring public shaming back because everyone likes to hide behind the cameras in the safety of their own home. But once it's out there in the public, that's when everyone's like a little church mouse. Um, the comments are going too fast. I can't keep up, and I can't really see since it's kind of far away. I just see the word job, but yeah, world would be a lot better if everyone had a job, so no one would have to depend on others. And there's nothing wrong with someone out of the kindness of their heart, truly the kindness of the heart, not with the reminder of bills that need to be paid or anything like that. Send. Like I've been sent money on my birthday. I've been sent like just a random like, oh, here's $5 for Dutch Bros. Never have I gone and thrown it out there like, man, I'm really thirsty or I'm really hungry or my birthday's coming up or I'm going on vacation or I have fees or I have doctor's bills or anything like that. That's when I feel like, okay, if people really want to, they will. They don't need to be reminded. What else? Yeah, so I mean, if being immoral and saying hurtful things was illegal, everyone would probably be arrested by now. So I feel that court of public opinion, yeah, Ophelia is guilty, but when it comes to court, it might not be like that. They've both profited off their drama. They've weaponized their audiences. They have gangs of people ready to just talk shit about each other. And um, to an extent, I know there's a certain amount of followers on each side who, how could I put this like delicately? Um, Kind of contribute to the problem. I know Jaime's kind of talked about it before, and I think that was a really good point. And something I had been saying, but no one listens to me because I get like 5 views a video. But Jaime made a really good point when he said it that he's the one putting his name out there on the line. He's the one getting arrested. He's the one dealing with court fees. He's the one dealing with having to talk to attorneys and everything because people are like, on the side saying, oh, make this joke or say this, stuff like that. Like, if you genuinely care about the creator you're watching, whether it's Ophelia or Jaime, I don't think giving them ammunition to talk about people is really helpful. At that point, I feel like you just kind of want the drama to keep going and want it to like continue. If you generally care about how someone's going to end up or keeping them out of trouble, I think you let them know. Jaime, I don't know if you remember. This was like probably years ago when I flat out told you I have an issue with the joke that you're making. I didn't want to make it public. I didn't want to do a video on it. I didn't want to do it like in the comment section. I, as an adult, wanted to talk one on one with Jaime, and I said like, "Hey, this joke's kind of messed up." It was when he was. It's when he was making fun of Annette's mom, which I still get blamed for that too, even though I've never talked about that. And that was kind of when I started distancing myself from Frank when he started showing and posting that thing because I didn't like that. But then when Hyman started talking about Ophelia's mom, made her a character in the show, I think he had like a skeleton hand or a skull. That's when I said, I was like, dude, that's in bad taste. Yes, you like it seems funny because people who don't like her are cheering you on and they want to see this and they want this. But what is it doing for you? It's making you look bad. It's in really bad taste. I told him I was all like, I don't have my mother anymore. I lost my mother when I was like 5 years old. So anytime someone tries to make jokes about like someone's mom or even a deceased parent, that hits me hard. And I told him my whole story. I told him the whole story on why I think it's wrong, my reasonings, my side of it. And he manned up. He's like, yeah, you know what? That is messed up. And that joke kind of like slowly faded away after that conversation. But I did that because I didn't want him to get in trouble. Something like that could be considered harassment because it's tormenting. And that to a jury, that would be real easy to sell saying, look what he's saying about my deceased mom. Look, he has this, skeleton or whatever pretending to be her. That's tormenting me. That's causing me emotional damage. That is something that would probably get Jaime in trouble if he had case, but this case isn't about putting him on the stand. So I was like, dude, that's messed up. I don't want you to I don't want anything bad to happen. It's a bad taste. I'm letting you know from the outside. like outside the chats where everyone's cheering it on and laughing, it looks pretty bad. And like, I don't know, if I was really against Jaime and wanted all this, I would have blasted that. I would have. I don't know. I can't get the logic in thinking that I'm the one constantly going after him when all I've done is say my opinion about him, and this whole case is about freedom of speech, which my opinion's covered. But everyone's reading cards, so I figured like let's read cards before I go, and then we can come back and do another video a little bit later. Let me see. Was there anything else in any points in my script that I wanted to make? Oh, right here. Addressing the critics, because I know it's going to happen by both sides. People are going to say, you're just doing this for views. You're just doing this to monetize off of it. You're just doing this for money. No, I'm doing it because no one else is talking about this logically. Everyone's more focused on defending one side versus the other. And even if I was doing this just solely for the views and for the money, what fucking problem is that? Compared to everyone else who's been doing this for years, I think I'm allowed to do 1 or 2 videos to talk about it, so I'm gonna shut the hell up about that. Now, yeah, basically, drama sells. That's why this has been pushed on for so long, and blah blah blah. Drama is the product. The feud is what fills. I'm gonna throw my phone there. Oops. And let's Pokemon cards. No cards. Releasing part 2. This was like basically part 2 summarized, because I still have like 45 minutes of video to like edit, and I really don't want to do that. It's my weekend. I have until Wednesday to just enjoy my weekend. Like I said, I need to go arm the bed, which I'm probably going to have this door kicked in like they're starting a warrant, because I need to go do it already. Did you have the same concern when OM attacked? Fuck yes. Did I ever align with her? Did I ever agree with it or anything like that? No, I said it was fucked up. I said she was fucked up for doing it too. All right. Let's see what the cards say here. Let me shuffle them. This is just a little bit. Let me just do my little bit. Everyone has a little card thing, okay? We always get rid of the first one, so let's throw that one. Making money while sleeping. The cards are saying that this is wild, and more people are going to add to this wildness, because one person's always going to be upset. I'm going to do it like that. And I think we just need to skip it and just move on from it. That's just what I think, instead of reversing it and going against the grain. And hope you enjoyed part 2. That was my little card bit, okay? I'm trying to make a fun thing out of this. But I'm gonna go. I need to figure out how to arm this bed. But thanks for stopping by. We'll do another video later, because I'm sure someone's feathers are going to be ruffled and want to talk about it. I'm not going to get into a back and forth. I'm just going to speak, what I feel about the situation, and just leave it at that, which is the way it should be. I mean, the reason why people get arrested and go to court is because people don't know how to stop and just not let it continue. But thank goodness I was about to leave. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit later. Like I said, I'm off from now until Wednesday. More lives can be done there. I'll use a proper camera that's meant for streaming, instead of this camera that's meant for like video productions and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll do that. You don't have to follow me anymore, camera. I'm gonna go end the live.